Welcome back to another episode of the Gamblers Grind Podcast. It's your boy Make a Wish here, and we have something that we feel we have to discuss here, okay? I don't know if you're fully aware or not, but the playoffs are happening. The NBA playoffs are happening right now. And there's a thing going on that actually really matters. The schedule and how things pan out, okay? The way these play out. We're going to explain that a little bit, dive down into things a little further. Excuse me. And make sure everyone's up to date with what to expect from the bets, okay? So, that being said, as we already know, NBA playoffs are first to four, best of seven series. However you want to phrase it, it's all the same thing. But, first one to get 4 points, 4 wins, they take that match and they move into the next round. Okay. Right now we're still in round one, and as of the recording of this, which is Monday, can't see. Goodness, this is cheeks. 22nd. Monday, April 22nd. All right. We missed game one of the round of the playoffs. And so today, game two starts. And the adjustments are being made, and we see some things that are interesting. So just FYI, if you guys don't watch this, there will be a video coming out here shortly. Well, not shortly, but it's going to be recorded here shortly. And we'll talk about that, and we'll be our perceiving going forward from here. But as of right now, like I said, the topic is the scheduling, all right? And if you don't already know, seeding matters. Seeding matters a lot in the NBA. Seeding determines who has what starting off. It's a game of 7, right? Sorry. It's 7 games in the series, first to 4. So however the person gets to 4 determines who wins. And in the situation, the person who has the better seeding has home court advantage. And it's when I talked to a bunch of people about this over, a bunch of non-gamblers, non-grinders, or uninformed gamblers and grinders, and this is why I make sure I put this information out here for you guys. Home court advantage matters a lot in each and every sport, because there's a lot of things that come involved with that, okay? And so I'm trying to make sure I hit enough of it, the details here. So first things first, let's explain the first part, all right? So here, actually, whiteboard. I love this whiteboard thing. I'm so doing it again. This time, though, it won't be backwards. Guaranteed. All right. Let's go blue today. I usually do that. Now, blue and red, all right? Home court, away. All right, so this is how it works. First to 7. Whoever has the better seating, they get this. Game 1. Game 2. Okay? And like I said, everything is swayed heavily towards the person who has the advantage in the seating. We'll get to that in a second. After that, it goes game 3. That's bigger? Yeah, bigger, better. And game 4. All right? So, just getting a quick example. So, let's say last year when the Nuggets swept the Lakers. The Nuggets started off home game, and then they went away game, away game. Series done. All right. That's just a quick example of that. After this, though, now that this part's over, if the series is still going on, then they mixed up a little bit, all right? Game 5, home game. And if the series still running, Game 6, away game. All right, so like I said, so the person starting off has the advantage. Last game, take a wild guess. Like I said, advantage goes to the person in better seating. Game 7. All right. So, if you guys take a moment, like I said, and let me write on the side too, in case you guys come back to this later. But this is very important. I mean, you can always just look it up on YouTube, quick Google, whatever. But if not, you're here, check it out. Screenshot this. This will be very important to you for your memory. Because it matters dearly, all right? I mean, just do a little bigger too, just so you see. Got the blue circles too, the blue circles. So you can see who, what, where. Hopefully that's good enough for you guys to see. Make it a little better, not worse. Because this is very important information, all right? Very important information. Are the Reds home or the Blues away? So, like I said, if we're seeding for this tournament, for the playoffs, this matters. So, like I said, for the advantageousness, when a series goes, typically what happens, because if you happen to notice throughout the course of the season, there were many teams who had better records at home than they did away. You may have heard it throughout the times too. There are times when teams do much better on the road. Who was a perfect team like that for this year? Orlando. Orlando was an amazing team at home. Still is. Rephrase that. They still are. Aside from the little streak they had, like 12 games, 13 games before they won the last game at home. I bet against them, of course, you know. Aside from that, they had one of the best records at home. Boston, great record at home. Milwaukee Bucks, most of their record is because of being at home. The wins are at home. So you start faltering towards the middle. You know what I'm saying? Even with the two coaches, so all that extra drama. Beside the point, right? Like I said, take a picture of this, make sure it matters. This part here matters. Like I said, give me my pencil, my pointer, I mean. The seeding starts off 1-2, right? Bam, bam. At home. So, first game in, this is the part. First game in, team home is rated home. And for the most part, let's say right now, the one's not in the 7-8 seed. Oh, 7-8 seed? They're both away teams. Yeah, they're both away teams. Don't matter. Everyone right there who had away were home for a week, training at their own facilities, sleeping in their own beds every day, getting up and doing everything that they're comfortable with at home. At home. And then the away team, depending on where they're coming from, is traveling, and they're going to be staying in a hotel either the day before or the same day, whatever, getting there and adjusting to what's happening. This is what happens when they say the importance of away games. The people here have extra time and comfort to be home and resting, all right? The people traveling do not. And depending on how far they're traveling, they could be traveling over time zones. They could be coming through time zones. And then there's jet lag. And there's traveling on stuff, moving stuff around, carrying things, lifting things, walking up, walking down, things happening, traffic delays, extra emotions, extra anxiety and stress dealing with stuff going on. That's part of traveling. That's how it is, okay? And like I said, this is all game one. So, like I said, oh yeah, also they're in a hotel now. They're also in a hotel. They're not in a nice facility for the players, for the away teams. No, they're at hotels. So they're living out of their suitcases or whatever the hell they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Buying clothes when they get there, wherever they do. All right, that's how it is for away home game. Game number 1. All right. Game number 2, which is going to be 2 days away. Home team still living a home life or whatever. Away team has now been there for 2 days. They have been settled in, well, 2 days, 3 days, whatever the hell it is. They're more settled in now. They're playing more comfortable at what's actually happening. And this right here, okay, I'm going to say right here, just because, right? This right here, 2 is very important for places who have different differences from the rest of the group. All right, so that's where something like let's say playing in the Denver Nuggets or the Utah Jazz, where the elevation is higher, or let's say if hypothetically speaking, going from playing the Miami Dolphins, that's perfect. The Miami Dolphins went to go play Kansas City Chiefs. And what the difference there was temperature. Playing in 85-degree weather all the time, and then you go and play in that day they played for the playoffs was 28-degree weather, 25-degree weather, something super silly. Where people aren't used to that kind of stuff. That's where away things matter. Okay, so like I said, on game 2 here at NBA, there's more higher chance of people being acclimated to the weather, the situation they're in now for being away team. And now the advantages that the home team had before are slightly different because they dropped a little bit. There's also advantages of motivation, playing from the home court, playing from the family, that kind of stuff, having less people supporting you, because that actually matters on people. Some people be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe being booed over here. The booing's hurting my heart. I can't shoot according because of that. That's how some people play. Some people are affected by that kind of stuff. And always, every time you hit the foul line, you get the people in the back waving the banners, stuff like that, where I try to shoot the free throws, you know what I'm saying? I can't focus because the banners, you know what I'm saying? All the distractions, stuff like that doesn't happen when you're home court. People rooting for you. And that's another thing that takes into consideration. So like I said, all that right there, all the main advantages on the first game dissipate. Which, by the way, who was it for? At least 4 teams. I gotta double check that. At least 4 home teams won game 1. Regardless of how much better they were or not, you know what I'm saying? It's FYI. Like I said, 2, like who's playing right now? If any one game, I don't want to get too heavy into that, but just any one game right now, I'm gonna say it though. My early potential, any one game that the Lakers were to win, if they were to win any game against the Nuggets, would be right here, at home. If they were to win a game at home, if the Lakers were to win a game away, it'd be right there. Because the fact that, like I said, adjusted elevation to the new air and that kind of stuff, a little better. I say it's different. The air is too different, okay? But they're a little used to the thing. They won't feel as gas, blah, 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 blah. But they're more acclimated to stuff now. So if they were to win an away game right now, they'll be right there. They'll be right there, all right? So basically, that's why my early prediction is the Lakers 4-1, losing. If they were to lose, if they win one game, it'd be that game right there. I don't really foresee them winning a home game. So we'll see what happens, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not there yet. We're not that far into it. The point being, though, game 2 is very important. Now, going on to game 3. All right? Going on to game 3. This is where things are a little iffy. Because now, the away team is now the home team. All right? But the advantage is still not in their favor like it was for game 1 at the home team's game, because both teams are traveling here. Both teams are traveling to the away team's team. So let's say, who are we talking about right now? Let's say Baltic. Celtics and the Heat. All right. Right now, Heat are playing game 1 and game 2 up here in Boston. Game 3 though, both teams are traveling down here to Miami. Going to Miami. All right. So even though the away team is now home team, that extra time of rest will not be there for them to a full degree, because they're playing every 2 days, if I'm correct. I gotta double check the schedule, but they're playing every 2 days. So like I said, after they Heat or Boston win this up here on game 2, 2 days later they're both down here. So the thing is, the difference is though, like I said, now the Celtics will be the away team in the hotel, living out of the cardboard boxes, living out of the suitcases, wherever they're doing, okay? Doing all the extra travel jazz, all the driver jazz. But so are the Heat. Heat are doing some moving too. But they're going back to their own houses though. And they're going back to train at their own facilities. And they're going back to the home crowd who will be backing them most of the game, all right? And then the Celtics will come down and dealing with the fact that they're not represented, but not being supported like they were at home. And that mindset changes some things too. That's why some teams were horrible on the road, and some teams were phenomenal. So who was a good away team off the top of my head? Like they did phenomenally at home. Or they did phenomenally away. I can't think of the moment, but there was like 2 teams that were just much better away than were home. All right, but a lot of teams were trash on the road. All right, so like I said, even though away team has the advantage of home court here, it's only a slight advantage because they both traveled here. All right. Now on day 4, the advantage, because same thing with the acclimation, you're used to new weather and temperature, blah blah blah. It all applies to for the away team, which would be home, the first home team. So Boston coming down to Miami has to deal with the new changes, whatever, change of temperature, all the good stuff, because they're not used to that to the same degree as the home team down there would be Miami. Game 4 though, which would be 3-4 days later, total, will be Boston would be a little more used to being down there in Miami. And the nightlife and that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of things they're going to that. However, again, Miami now, they have slept in the house again. And they're rested. Playing at their own facilities, all the good driving jazz. Different mindset, all the good jazz. So, that's why a lot of games, a lot of series swing because of these kind of things right here. All right, regardless of who the team is, unless the team is just that dominant, unless the other team just playing that bad or whatever. That's how it works. All right, so now, that being said, again, guess what? If the series is not over yet, Game 5, they're traveling again. They're going back to the home teams, the original home team spot, higher seeding. The higher seeding home squad, all right? That matters. Again, to some degree, but now we get to accommodate for both teams traveling. Again, just like the last time. And this where things get harder, because now, even though they have home court advantage again, now we're looking at fatigue, exhaustion of the series, and how tough things been going. Because if you guys happen to notice, a lot of things that you were imagining happen. Well, I mean, if you guys watch any of the games were a lot rougher, a lot grittier, a lot more. Gotta be more tenacious. This is why teams like the Pelicans were holding on hard and keeping things right. And the Heat, unfortunately, got a bad draw right now without Butler. They had a great withdrawal with Butler, but now there's only so much with the Celtics. But we'll see what happens in that series. Like I said, now they're back here, and both teams traveled. And if this home team can't put away 4-1 or 4-1 right there, it gets worse, because now they're going to travel back. And more, same thing. the changes happened again, except there's more fatigue. And the mind weakens, the more fatigue gets into play. And a lot more injuries happen in between this kind of stuff. So there's so many more variables that happen as you go further in the series. So we have one team who did 4 or 5 games, and they're waiting for a team who's playing 7 games. That team with 7 games going into the series is going to be more exhausted. So that makes for easier chance of upsets. Or, whatever. There's so many variables to be happening as we keep going through this playoff series. That's actually why I'm very, very stoked about doing this information and updates as we go through the playoffs. Because there's a lot of things that take advantage. It's not just, it's the Golden State Warriors and they're playing the playing the Pistons, right? The fact that I said both them teams are beat up in there is ridiculous, right? But let's say, hypothetically speaking, that doesn't change anything, right? These rules still apply. These generalizations still apply. It's just a matter of how good the team is and how better the team's holding up. Everyone knows. Mindset, psychological shit, everything matters as things go forward. The further you go in the series, the harder it is. So, yeah. Just as everywhere, like I said, there's not really much more I can harp on. Like, I'm harp on some more things about this as we go through this. I'm going to repeat some more things because these things matter. These things really matter as you go forward in this series. And right now, like I said, we're on game one of round 1 of each game. So you'll see what happens. So hopefully this information, you guys watch this far into it because it actually really matters. For your bets and how you adjust your bets accordingly, because hopefully you're not betting blindly and saying like the Milwaukee Bucks should just win because they're the Milwaukee Bucks, or they're losing because of the Milwaukee Bucks, right? That's gonna cost you a lot. It costs you a lot if you don't pay attention to stuff right now, right? Very critical stuff. So that being said, hopefully this helped you guys out, and definitely if there's someone else in your group or someone nearby that you know bets, pass this along to them. This is very critical information because this is going to matter a lot. It's going to matter a lot. It's going to make a real difference in regard to how you bet. And like I said, as always, like, share, subscribe to the channel. And let's make some money together here, guys. Happy gambling. Grinders. Make a wish. Out.